This is deeper and smokier and darker than I generally do, but I kind of like it. On this episode of Freaky Friday in October, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild 10-pan Color Icon eyeshadow palette in the Color Story Lights Off. Normally when I open this palette, I would choose to use these neutrals. But because one of the purposes of Freaky Friday is to get me outside my comfort zone, I am instead going to use these grays down here and do a much more traditional smoky eye. So let's get started. Because these shades are pretty deep, and to avoid having it everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and put some tape to define the lower edge of the eye. I have these e.l.f. tape strips, and they're like $2 for a package, or at least that's what they were when I purchased them. But they're really long. You can see, really long. You don't need a whole one. So I cut them in half. This palette does deep really well. It doesn't really have anything light and medium. And the lightest shade in the palette is a shimmer. So I really don't know that I can use this palette to create a whole eye look. And I didn't really set any rules for this Freaky Friday, so I'm not going to limit myself to this one palette. You might think that's cheating, but it's okay. It's my channel and I can cheat if I want to. So I am going to go into this e.l.f. I Love You a Latte. This is one that I'm using as a companion palette in my Out the Door in 24 in using up another e.l.f. palette. And it looks like I've been doing a really great job, except this one broke. It was a dark brown. This, however, I have been doing a really great job on. And I'm using this instead of the Wet n Wild Brûlée that I use a lot. And this is my Crease to Brow Bone blending shade. Now, I didn't put on any eyeshadow primer, and I'm probably going to regret that. But it's mid-afternoon when I'm doing this, and so it doesn't really have to last all day anyway. If I were doing this in the morning, yeah, I'd probably put on an eyeshadow primer. The other thing that this doesn't really have is like a light gray to do the transition thing. So I'm going to use this taupe and hope that it is cool enough to work with the other grays. Oh yeah, it's fine. So this taupey shade is going to go in the crease and just kind of start the gradient for the smoky eye. You want to go lighter to deep. And I think I'm just going to put it over the whole eyelid. And I am, for this, bringing it out a little bit. And that's why I wanted the tape, because I don't want to go lower than that, because then it will just pull the eye down on the outside. So, but I am going to kind of sweep it out this way, because I do want kind of that winged effect a little bit. Actually, I kind of like this taupey brown because when I do a gray eye, very often it pulls blue, and I don't know exactly why, but I'm hoping that maybe this taupey brown will keep it in the gray side of things and not pull so blue, but we'll find out. All right, so there's this gray silver right here, but it's a shimmer, and I'm going to go ahead and use that on a little bit denser fluffy brush. This one is kind of angled, but I'm going to blend it. And so I'm going to pat that into the crease because I still want to build up the gradient and I don't really want shimmer yet. And sometimes on a shimmer, if you blend it, it loses the shimmer. So we're going to see if that happens. It does not appear to be super shimmery, so that's good. With hooded eyes, you want to make sure that you always are opening your eye and looking at yourself to make sure that you can see that shadow above the crease. Otherwise, you end up with like a window shade effect, but you don't want that. You want to be able to see a little bit of it above when your eyes are open as well. With an even denser kind of domed brush, it's a little bit flat. As the colors get deeper, I like to use a denser brush for them because then I can control better where that color is going. If you've got this great big wide fluffy brush, it's kind of hard. It's going to go everywhere. And so you want to focus smaller as the color gets deeper. Next, I'm going to go into the shade next to that, this one right here. And again, I'm not really going for the shimmer yet. This one's more one that has like those micro glitters in it anyway. And those, when you blend them, the shimmers kind of tend to just go away. Doing a little tap, tap, tap there on that one. And this one, I'm going to concentrate even more right in the crease and out along this edge and along the lash line. This is a really deep charcoal, almost black. Whew. I kind of am a little bit scared that I'm going to look like I have black eyes. And I might, and if I do, then I wash it off, and you might never see this. Now I'm going to go into the silver shimmer with my finger because I want it to shimmer and brighten this up. I don't know that I want to use this lightest shimmer because it's kind of yellow. That one might be better. This is the one that's down in this corner here. I do want a shimmer in the inner portion to lighten that up. That helped a lot. I also need to do some serious blending. I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just going to buff out the edges of this darkest shade. Some people can do a super dark crease and transition area and it looks great on them. For me, I find if I tried to do that, it just looks really harsh, and that's not the look I'm going for. So just that little bit of blending, I think, did a lot for this look. What else is going to do a lot for this look is to get the rest of my makeup on and some lashes and brows. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll come back and finish up under the eye. But before I do that, I just took the tape off, and I wanted to show you how you get such a nice clean line if you use the tape. Now, because I didn't have any base makeup on, I could have also just left it and then used a makeup wipe to clean up that edge. But if you do that, you also remove the skincare and moisturizer and that kind of stuff that you have on. Most of the time, I do my eyes after my base products, but when I'm going to be using really deep colors like this, I like to reverse it. The rest of my face is on. I will have what's on my face linked down below, except for my foundation, because I'm testing a foundation. If that video is up, I will put it at the end of this one so you can go watch it. If it's not up, subscribe so you don't miss it. All right, now we're going to work under the eye. So I've got a flat kind of liner brush. It's not angled, it's just flat across the top. And I think I'm going to first go into the lighter silver and put some on there and then tap it off so that I don't get too much fallout, and just take that under and kind of re-establish this sharper edge, because I did kind of lose that edge when I put on my foundation. Just one reason I don't like doing my foundation after my eyes, because I'm not that precise. But anyway. So the idea here is to just put a little bit here so that you can connect the under eye with what's going on top, and it's not such a stark difference, especially for a smoky eye. Then I'm going into the black. I'm just going to skip this guy right here because why not? Let's go into the black. I am tapping this off. I'm going to push that right into the lash line. I am also going to tight line with the black. And then I'm also going to use this under the eye, and I'm going to take it out and up So I'm kind of making a wing with eyeshadow. And I'm going back to what was the clean brush that I used to blend. And I'm just going to blend that edge a little bit so it's not so harsh. And not so stark looking. Okay, I think I might want a little bit of the black in, like, to make this V shape. Just to get a little bit more deep and smoky. I really want to redefine this outer edge that I kind of lost. Another clean brush, because these dark colors make these brushes dirty really fast. Whew, that's some drama, all right. I'm going to tight line with this black and put on some mascara. There's the finished look. In order to keep all of the focus on the eyes, I used the Revi Beauty in Dahlia on my lips, and the only color product on my face is the Essence Mosaic blush in All You Need Is Pink. I don't have any bronzer on or anything like that. I wanted all of the focus to be on the eyes. The eyeliner that I used, I forgot to tell you what it was. It's the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. It's the retractable liner, not a liquid. And then I used the City Beauty Beyond Mascara for lashes. This gives really thick, voluminous lashes. I think you can see that there's a lot of lashes there. And I'm not going to put on false lashes because sometimes when you put a false lash on, it can actually cover the shadow that's on your lids, and I want that to show. So let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the look that I did with the Wet n Wild Color Icon 10 Pan Lights Off palette? It is outside of my comfort zone. It's deeper and darker and smokier than what I usually do for eyeshadow, but I'm kind of digging it. Come back next Friday for the third installment of my Freaky Friday series, where I dig into my fall eyeshadow palettes and create a look for you. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.